Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Lessons podcast. This is going to be episode number 33. And today we're going to be talking about lies. In particular, the lies that we keep on telling ourselves. Now, here's the thing. Here's the crux of it. The lies and the story that you keep on telling yourself about yourself, the world, people in general, or just anything is what you're eventually going to believe and find true. That is what you're going to hold in high regard as your truth. The lies that you tell to yourself about others, that's what you're going to consider your reality as well. So for example, if you have made up your mind that a certain person in your life is a bad person and they want to see your downfall, they may or may not, but let's say that is the story that you're telling yourself. You're always going to see that person as a bad person, and every single action that they do, you are going to view it from that lens. Okay, you're not giving them a shot, and that's fine. I don't know the situation, but I'm just talking about in particular the story that we tell ourselves and the power that we have of those stories. Okay, now it's also the same thing whenever we're talking about ourselves as well. Whenever we tell ourselves that we're not good at math, we're not good at something, we're not good for anything. In particular, that is a lie. You're probably good at something, right? You just need to find what you're actually good at. But if you keep on telling yourself a lie enough times, you're eventually going to believe it, whether it be about yourself, about God, about your parents, about your siblings, about the entire world in general as well. You're eventually just going to believe any lie that you keep on repeating to yourself. That is the story that is going to define your mindset. And here's the thing. I think this is very detrimental, obviously, to people with low self-esteem, and this is how low self-esteem actually happens as well. Obviously, a whole crux of it is also just because of how people were raised and, parents not instilling that self-esteem when you were a kid. But now, as an adult, you have this unique opportunity that you can take responsibility and build up your self-esteem now. Right? So it is on you. It is your responsibility to actually go ahead and build up your self-esteem. But you're not going to be able to if you keep on telling yourself these lies that you're not good at anything. Okay? You need to make sure that you tell yourself that, hey, you're good at something, and you need to create this story for yourself that you're good at something, just so you can actually believe it and you can build in your self-esteem and you can build up your confidence. Okay? And I'm going to put out a video later on as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, of course, because I'm going to be putting out a video about how to build confidence, because obviously I'm not the best looking guy or whatever. I'm just an average Joe like you guys. But one thing that I do have that I don't really see out in the world is confidence. So I want to make sure that I can show you guys that eventually as well in a later video. Now, while this strategy of storytelling and, telling yourself something works wonders, but in particular for this episode, we're talking about believing in the lies that we tell ourselves. It's very detrimental as well, just to society as a whole and just to people as well. So here's a pro tip that I have seen in my life. If somebody always is a victim in every single situation that they ever find themselves in, run. Don't just walk out of their life. Run out of their life. The reason why I say that is because they are painting a picture that they are always the powerless one. They are always the victim in a certain scenario, and they are probably lying to you, and they're probably lying to themselves as well. But they have told us this lie so many times that they actually believe it. And those are the people that you need to avoid, because they are people that never will take accountability of the actions or of the situations that they are a part of. Okay? This is absolutely necessary for your own mental and emotional well-being, because those people are just never going to learn their lesson, because they're always the victim. If you see somebody and they're just constantly the victim, or there's always has to be a bad guy in a friendship, in a relationship, or in even in a business transaction, that they feel like that they got the short end of the stick, or they became the victim of something, and it's like that every single time, they're probably also putting themselves in that situation, number one. And also, they're probably just not taking responsibility, or they're probably just not telling you the full story. So be wary of those people. Now, I was hanging out with my friends the other day as well, and this is related to this topic. I asked, I posed a question of what percentage of people do you actually think learned their lesson? And it was the three of us, so I asked this question to two of my friends. And one of my friends, he said, I think most people learn their lesson, majority of people. And I asked, what does majority of people actually mean? And he said 60%. Okay. The other friend, on the other hand, he said 15% of people actually learn their lesson throughout life. 15. So you have 60 on the higher end and 15 on the lower end. Okay. Now, here's the thing about that. Even if you take the higher end of 60% of people actually learn their lesson after being a victim in their life, right? That's still 40% of the population just walking around thinking that they were always wrong, that they never learned the lesson that life actually taught them. That's why you see so many people that if they were in abusive relationships before, they get into abusive relationships again. And here you are wondering, why would you do this to yourself? But in their mind, they still haven't learned their lesson. And those are the lies that they keep on telling themselves as well. That, oh no, this is, that they're always the victim, but they're choosing this for themselves. Now, the friend that said 15% of people actually learn their lesson, like basically 85% of people are just walking around never learning their lesson throughout life about relationship, business transactions, or, friendships in general. His reasoning was that most people don't take out the time, the money, the effort to actually introspectively look at themselves and look in the mirror and find out why they're making the decisions that they have been making, right? Maybe it's because of childhood trauma, maybe it's because of X, Y, and Z. Most people don't even scratch the surface to it. They don't go deep enough to actually figure out the root cause of the problem, and then to obviously fix their actions in accordingly to that as well. So keep in mind, whenever you see somebody that is stuck in the same situation again and again, make sure that you know that they have a part to play in that. They're probably not powerless there, but they think that they are powerless. They think that they end up in this situation, and they think that whatever's happening to them is bad because the universe wants bad to them. But it's really just them lying to themselves. The universe doesn't want bad for them because these are decisions that every single person has to make in their own life. So be wary of the people who always play victim. You can be a victim. I completely understand. You can be a victim at all times. At some times, right? But not all the time. Sometimes you just have to, have the guts and take some responsibility and tell yourself, like, man, I really put myself in a bad situation. I shouldn't have done that. I put myself in a toxic relationship. I shouldn't have done that. I should have stood up for myself during this friendship, but I didn't. I shouldn't have done that. Now I'm going to do better. Anyways, that's the lesson for today. You got to stop believing the lies that you tell yourself, and you got to stop believing the lies that people tell you as well. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Yusha signing out. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.